ladies, it's Hillary, owner of Free Babes Handmade and blogger at I'mLikeBrave.com. I started this blog because I'm passionate about entrepreneurship and ladies developing small businesses where you can achieve the time freedom and success to be able to live lives you truly love, uncommon lives with your family. Each week we interview a creative entrepreneur so that you can get a sneak peek into their lives and learn from their successes and their failures and hear their stories, and ultimately just be encouraged and inspired by their hard work and what they have built themselves. I hope this blog can be a place for collaboration and community, and so that we can all lift up and encourage each other. So I hope that you learn at least one thing that you can incorporate into your current business and that you enjoy. Bye. Hi ladies, it's Hillary with I'm Like Brave, and I'm super excited to be interviewing Lindsay White today, the owner and creator behind Lot 801. She started only last March of 2014 and has over 16,000 followers on Instagram, and she makes and designs the cutest unisex kids clothes for the fashionable mom and their little punks, according to Lindsay. So Lindsay, we're super excited to be with you today. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and before we start talking about your business, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Lindsay. I was born and raised in Salt Lake City, although I have moved around outside of Utah for college and whatnot. I have a degree in business with a minor in graphic design. I played softball and basketball in college, and I played for the USA softball team. And went to Spain for a summer there. I met my husband in college. He played baseball, and he's from Vegas. We moved there for 1 year, and I said, no, I don't like Vegas. So we moved back here, and we got married. I think 6 years after we had been dating, we got married, and then we had my daughter 2 years after that. And so my daughter, Allie, is 3, and we're here in Salt Lake again.
Cool. And where did you go to school?
So I went to a few different schools. I went to school in Colorado, and then I came back here for 1 year, and then I got signed at Dixie State, and my husband went with me there, and I graduated from Dixie. So Dixie's in St. George, Utah.
Okay, and this is a little different because most of the women I interview don't have business degrees, but you do, and so that's cool. So I'm interested to know, like, do you feel like it was worth it?
No. I can't say no, because going to school is just a big experience in itself, whether it's the learning or just being on your own and having 4 years to find out who you are. The teachers, my professors, were amazing, and I learned a lot from them, but they don't really teach you, like, now that I am an entrepreneur and I run my own business, I'm thinking, why didn't they ever have a class on this? Why didn't they ever teach us this? Why didn't they ever talk about, if you do own your own business, this is how you should market it, you know? I feel like everything that they did teach me was like so by the book, when it could have been more helpful, and it's just not for some reason. It wasn't for mine anyways, my experience.
Well, that's good to know. So I guess as a business major, like, did you always know you were going to start your own business?
Yes.
Okay.
I did. I actually found an old diary of mine from when I was like 6. And I had a goal that by the time I was 30, I would be my own business owner.
That is so cool. You were a motivated 6-year-old.
Well, I would like go buy candy from the store, from like Costco, and take it to school. And during recess, I'd put my sign out, and I'd like up it by like 50% and sell it. So I've always been, or I always like took stuff to school and would sell it and make a profit. And just, I knew that this is what I wanted to do.
That is so great. So you started Lot 801, I'm imagining, like, on purpose.
Yes, absolutely on purpose. But it happened a little weird.
Okay, tell us about it.
So before I started Lot 801, I worked for a company that we manufactured water filters for water treatment plants. And when I started, I was the office manager with about 3 employees. And by the time I left 6 years later, there was like 12 or 13 employees. And I was the project manager by that time. So I was able to learn the behind the scenes and how to run a business, because I was literally the right-hand man to the owner. So I helped him grow his business, which really helped me I mean, that was my plan, was I wanted to learn that side of it. So then when I went out on my own, I could do it. But anyway, so when I had my daughter, and I'm sure you hear this a lot. I mean, there's a lot of pinks and blues, and I was such a tomboy.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going shopping with my mom, and I absolutely hated it because I didn't like pink. I was never a princess. I was a girl playing with the boys on the bikes, and I hated shopping because I saw the boys' clothes and I just thought they were so much cooler, but it was wrong to ask for those clothes because I was a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom probably wouldn't have even cared, but I just felt like because I'm a girl, I'm supposed to like these things. I'm supposed to like dolls and play with kitchens. So when I had my daughter, I was very conscious of how I wanted to raise her. I wanted to let her decide what she liked. If she loves pink and princesses, then that's great. I'll buy her pink and princesses, but I wanted to make sure that she found that on her own and liked it, and I didn't push that on her because she was a girl. So when I got to clothing, obviously the same thing. Like, I couldn't really find a lot of clothing that was unisex, and it was all pink and purple, or it was the complete opposite where it's all monochrome black and white. Moms love black and white because, I mean, a fashionable mom, and black and white's awesome to put on your kids, but realistically, kids love color. So I wanted to find that. I wanted to find the fashion, but bring in some color with it and just let the kids wear whatever colors they wanted.
Okay.
So anyways, sorry. So I started it. I just decided I was going to start this business. I designed like 12 fabric designs, and I narrowed it down to 6. Ordered my fabric. I didn't even have a business license yet. I didn't even know. I didn't have a website. I just got it and then took 2 months to learn how to sew all my stuff, and then I just put it up for sale.
Cool. So you were the seamstress.
Yes. For a full year, I did all of the sewing myself, and I kept my full-time job. So I would do the business when my daughter went to bed at like 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And then I quit my job February of this year to take it full-time.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about kind of the growth and what it looked like starting March of last year.
So I was so excited when I started my Etsy shop, and like I started my Instagram, and I'm like, great, I'm going to do awesome, and I'm going to turn on my Etsy shop because I had like 100 followers, and 100 followers were so many,
Yeah.
And so once I launched, I like waited, and I didn't get a sell for like a week, And that wasn't like my mom. My mom bought something that day just to be nice. But, and I'm like waiting, and I'm like, gosh, this isn't as easy as I thought it would be. So, but then I started to get some orders, and it started to come in so consistently. And it's just grown so much that actually by April of this year, we had already exceeded sales of all of 2014.
Cool.
So it's been going pretty well.
So is most of that coming from Instagram?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Most of them are coming from Instagram. But it's just skewed. I mean, sometimes like when we were featured on Huffington Post a few weeks ago, like a ton will come in from Huffington Post that day. But for the most part, consistently, yeah, it's Instagram.
Okay. Awesome. So so you said you quit your full-time job. So now this is your full-time job.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. And so that kind of leads me into the next question. Like, what type of uncommon lifestyle are you able to live through Lot 801?
So going back to when I had my full-time job, I remember thinking when I was pondering quitting my job to do this, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to work like 80% of my life away. And if I'm going to do that, I might as well I better love what I do because I'm away from my daughter for all of that time. So when I created Lot 801, I had the vision to be able to be there for her when I needed. If she had stuff at preschool, I wanted to go. I wanted to be able to take her hiking on a Wednesday if I felt like it. So really, owning my own business has been able to help me do that. If Monday and Tuesday are really, really hard and I'm working a ton and I haven't been able to give her my time, then I'll take out Wednesday. I'll just take Wednesday off and take her hiking, or we'll go to the pool and focus my time on her. So I'm traveling. I'm a big traveler. Me and my husband travel, to a ton of places, and we haven't really been able to since I quit my job yet because we like to go like to other countries travel. So in a few years we'll be able to start doing that again. But right now I have to be at least in the States to continue working.
Cool, but not for long. Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Cool. Okay, so what was the biggest moment of failure that you've encountered so far, and what big lesson did you learn from it?
Okay, so my biggest failure was last year when I was working on my winter collection. And I was trying to think, okay, what is everybody else doing? What are my competitors doing? And I saw that they were all doing monochrome, black and white. And I was like, okay, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do black and white because that's what's in right now. So I designed an entire collection, mostly black and white. And it didn't sell very well. And it didn't really feel like me. It wasn't like, I wasn't too happy with it. It wasn't my favorite. So what I did for my next collection, which is what I've learned from that, is I go through and I delete, well, I don't delete, but I guess I unfollow all of my competitors when I'm creating a new collection, because I want to make sure that I'm designing something that's original, came from my brain. I'm not just doing it because my competitors are doing it. I'm doing it because that's who I am and who my brand is. And so yeah, my biggest failure was just trying to not copy because they were my original designs, but trying to go on trend with everyone else rather than just going with my heart.
Okay, that's great advice. Like just eliminating all of that so that it's truly all inspired from you.
Yes. Yeah. So when I'm about to design a new collection, I'll go about 2 months before and I'll delete all of my competitors. And because I want to make sure that this design really came authentically, like organically through my brain, not because I saw something similar, you know?
That's so cool because, yes, I can see how that works. Like now I'm hoping that I'm not going to have a big flop this fall, but like I had, I'm going to do a wholesale account with a big company. And so they sent me a preview of fall dresses so that I could kind of like model some of my bows off of the fall dresses. And now I'm worried, like, because I was like, oh, this color's really in, but I wouldn't have chosen that. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you'll see. I mean, and it's different for everyone. It just didn't work for me, you know? So you may have done it and it still works for you. Yeah. So it's just everybody's different.
But I really like that. It helps you stay true to yourself and your brand and just like always be unique, I guess, in your own way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. So what, on the flip side, what is your biggest business strength? And if you were to teach a college course on entrepreneurship, what would you teach? And can you give us a little mini lesson?
Yeah. So this is my favorite question because I'm super passionate about press.
Okay.
And within the short year that I've been in business, I've learned so much about it and how much it can help grow your business. So I would do a class on how to get free press.
Okay.
Your own, because when I started either one, like I don't have connections. Like some people are just lucky and they have a cousin that works in the industry or a cousin that is best friends with Jamie King. You know, like I didn't have any. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know anyone in the industry. So I worked really, really hard to learn how to make those connections on my own without a middleman. And that's been really, really helpful for me. So a quick little mini class, I guess. You would be surprised. So I'll give you 2 quick tips.
Okay.
You would be surprised on how much you can connect with celebrities on Instagram. So yes, they have a huge following. And at first when I started like communicating with them, I was like, they have like 5 million followers. They're never going to see my comment, you know, like, but they do. Like if you're consistent, like I don't comment on every single photo, but if I like see something cute, I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, your kid is so cute, but, or just whatever. I don't know. I'll comment. And if you're consistent about it, then eventually they're going to see one of yours. You know, the right time is just going to align where they just happen to pop up their phone and your comment is right there. So I've been able to connect with celebrities that way, which is awesome. And then I get a personal email straight from them, which has been amazing. Actually, Jamie King, so this is going with that one tip. You can find their stylist. So Jamie King, I wanted to get, this was 3 months after I opened Flat Item One. And I wanted to get Jamie King's son in my clothes. And so I Googled who her stylist was, and I looked, like literally sometimes you're going down the rabbit hole of Google, but you'll find it. And I found her email address and I sent her an email and I was like, hey, this is Lindsay with Law 801. I would love to build a working relationship with you. I see that you work with Jamie King and I would love to get my clothes on her son. So if you have any opportunities, let me know. It was like within 30 minutes, I got an email back, and I'm reading the email, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool, you know? She wrote me back. But then I got to the end of the email, and it was actually from Jamie King. Like, she personally wrote me back from her personal email account, and she just told me how much she loved Law 801 and what it stood for, and that she would love to have, you know, so I sent her product, and that happened with a few other celebrities, where I've just been able to connect either via Instagram, and then they'll see my stuff and send me an email directly, or I contact them through their stylist. And then, so my second part would be connecting with, so magazines are always a huge thing for any brand. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm really, really determined. And if there's a roadblock, I will find a way to go around that roadblock to get what I want. I will find a way to do it. And so I wanted to be in magazines, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that seems so far out of my reach. How am I going to get there? I don't know anybody. You know, how do you even get people to see your stuff? Mm-hmm. So I would buy magazines, like the top 5 that I wanted to be in. And then if you look through the first 5 pages, you can find who the editors are, what stories they're writing. If it's a similar story that obviously connects with your brand, then that would be the person that you would contact. Uh-huh. So, and sometimes you can find them on Instagram, which, I mean, Instagram's so big. Like, I'll go on Instagram and see if I can find this editor. Mm-hmm. And one, if they're a private account, I do not follow them, because obviously it's just for them. It's personal. They don't want work involved. But if they do talk about work in their Instagram and they post about work often, then I'll follow them. And then just make a connection with them through there sometimes, which I actually have to some big editors. I've done it that way. And then you just build a relationship and make sure you don't cross the boundaries. I mean, you don't want to be like, hey, give me your email address, you know, right off the bat. You want to know that it's a two-way street, and I don't actually contact them really until they start following me on my Instagram or until they start commenting on my posts, because then I know that it's not just one-sided. So anyways, and then if you can find their email address, then you can send them pitches or say, hey, I'd love to send you some samples of my product. And I've gotten into a few magazines doing it that way too.
Wow. That was a great lesson. Seriously, that's super cool. I did just see, like, Jessica Alba followed you.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And was that because of what you said? You started to, like, comment on her pictures and stuff?
Yeah, I did. So I've actually worked with Honest. I met them at Alt Summit last year, was the first Alt Summit I went to, and the girls that work there are just amazing. And I kind of just kept a relationship with them. Okay. We ran a giveaway together last year, but I'm sure Jessica didn't even know anything about that. You know, she doesn't run their Instagram account or anything. But so I do follow her on Instagram, and I do comment on her kids' clothes every once in a while, or her kids, every once in a while, or even just her, because she's such an inspiring, amazing woman, and what she's done with her empire is just amazing. So eventually she just started taking notice, and then she started following me. Uh-huh. And then not only that, but the good thing is that I have some blog contributors, because I just started our blog like a few months ago. Okay. And she's actually started following a few of our blog contributors as well from finding them on my page. So that's been really, really cool too.
Yeah, that is so awesome and inspiring. And I thank you for that lesson.
Yeah.
It reminds me of something that, what you said for your first lesson, like how it's easier than you think to get in touch with celebrities. A lot of people think that there's like, they could never do it, or there's too many levels involved. And I was reading the 4-Hour Workweek again, and Tim Ferriss said he used to teach a class at Princeton, and he would give the students a assignment to contact like the biggest celebrity or political figure they could think about and develop a relationship with them. And like so many students didn't even do it. They didn't even try. But the ones who tried were surprised at how easy it was to just shoot a quick email and get a real response from that person. So I love that you shared blows that.
Your mind. You're just like, what? Like, did this really just happen?
I know, totally.
A panel with 3 other amazing women on how to get free press or how to pitch. So kind of what we've been talking about already.
So how did you get involved with doing that? Did someone approach you or did you see about that?
So they sent out an email asking for speakers, and so I submitted to them about it because I feel so passionate about it, and I really want to help other small businesses because small businesses don't have the money to pay $3,000 a month for a PR firm.
Totally.
And so I want to help people learn that they can do it on their own. So I actually started doing small consults too, like one-on-one consultations with entrepreneurs or small business owners to try to help them get their feet wet with PR too and save them some money.
That's awesome. So what would you say so far has been your best business decision?
My best business decision was to quit my job. When I was doing both, I had a goal and I wrote my resignation letter, and I dated it for August 1st of this year actually, and I had two printed. I had one in my car and I had one on my mirror in my bathroom. And but then January came and went, and I was like, okay, I really want Lot 801 to grow, but I can't do that if I have my full-time job. Mm-hmm. So what am I going to do? And that was a really hard decision. I was, pretty successful at my job, and I was making really, really good money. And I just figured, okay, if I'm going to do this, though, I need to go all the way in and just trust myself. And really, if I believe in anybody, it's me. Like, I know I can make it happen. So just having enough faith in me was like, okay, I'm going to do that. And when I went in and I changed my resignation letter to the very next day, and I quit February 1st. So making that decision has been the best, because I feel like once I put that out in the universe, like, so many things have been coming to me. I feel like and I'm such a hippie when it comes to stuff like, I put it out there. I quit my job. Everyone knows that this is what I want to do now. So I feel like opportunities have come to me because that's happened. Just making the decision to go for it 100%.
Mm-hmm. No, that's awesome. That's great advice. Like, I totally believe what you said, like putting it out into the universe. But it's true, like, if you really want your business to grow, but you're working a full-time job, like, it can't really happen. But if you want it to be true, like, just start doing it.
Yeah. Well, and my mom, so she thinks I'm so funny because she's my mail lady. So she comes and picks up, like, all the packages every day. Yeah. And we send out a package to Oprah. Hopefully, maybe something can come from that. But so before she touched the package, I told her, don't take that yet. Don't take that. And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, you need to clear your mind and have positive vibes and think positive things before you can touch this package and take it. She's like, you're so weird.
I know, I saw you post that on Facebook, like how everyone should, like, cyber give positive vibes for it.
Yeah, I'm so funny that way, but I really feel like now there's a ball of energy around my package that's all positive vibes. And you know what? If it doesn't happen this year, that's cool. I know it will happen next year.
Yeah. Or whatever. And speaking of that package to Oprah, I know we talked about it a little bit, but explain, like, how you made that happen.
So it was on my list of goals. Uh-huh. And I mean, that's gold, right? Anybody who would make her holiday gift guide would be amazing. So I actually was lucky because I have a friend that had the information on where to send it. Okay. And so with Oprah's gift guide, and I know I told you this a little bit, but most holiday gift guides, they have like one person that's in charge of that gift guide. But with Oprah, she has like 5 or 6 editors in charge. So they have one editor for books, one editor for fashion, one editor for food. So you have to make sure you find the right editor that's in charge of that. And I found her information. I found her email address. My friend had the ship to address to ship to their corporate office. So I got that, and I put together, a really pretty package. And then I just shipped it off and made sure that I did attention to the editor that was in charge of their fashion department.
Awesome. That's so cool. And so also, like, what would you say has been your best marketing strategy so far? If you can just give us, like, one example.
My marketing strategy, so just and I know you probably hear this all the time, but to just stay true to yourself. I mean, so I'm the kind of mom who's like, I swear like a trucker. Like, I swear a lot. I have a beard, or I mean beard. I drink, I'll have a beer, I still wear shorts, I'll wear a cute skirt. And I was like, I want like a cool brand that's like for those moms, because I know I'm not the only mom like that. So I remember when I first started my account, it was very childlike, like very, okay, I don't want to cross that line because it's a children's brand. But then I'm like, but wait a minute, these 3-year-old kids aren't on Instagram reading my posts. It's their moms that are on there, and the moms are the ones that are buying into your brand, and the moms are the ones that want to feel like a part of the community. So I started to just be more of me, and like, I will swear sometimes in my posts. I don't go overboard, but I just want to be me, because that's who it is, and we started doing the Moms Off Duty posts on Fridays on my blog, and it's just like drink recipes, when Mom's off duty, drink yourself a margarita or read your Vogue magazine, what do you do when Mom's off duty? And so my best marketing strategy is just stay true to who you are and see how far you can push those limits.
I love that. That's so great. And especially because you can just truly be who you are, and not, you still have to focus on what is your brand, and I'm sure some of those things are who you are, but you don't have to try to be someone else.
Right, exactly.
So if you could have lunch with any entrepreneur out there, who would it be and why?
It would be Jessica Alba.
All right.
Partly because I've loved her ever since I saw her in the movie Honey. I thought she was so cool. But and another reason, actually, this is so funny, but my mom, do you remember the show Punk'd? Yes. With Ashton Kutcher? So my mom watched it, and they punked Jessica Alba, and my mom told me that ever since she saw that, she's like, I don't know if I'm a big fan of Jessica Alba anymore, because the whole time she was on there, she was just swearing up a storm, and I was like, yes, that's my kind of girl. But
that's awesome.
She's done so much with Honest. Like, she's so amazing, and like, I know a lot of people see her as the actress, but I truly see her as the entrepreneur. Like, she really is super smart. She knows what she's doing, and she knows how to build a brand and take it to the next level. Have you seen the kiosks they do now, like in the airports with Honest? That's amazing. They're in Costco now. So I would just love to be able to pick her brain. So hopefully one day that will happen.
Yeah, no, totally. I 100% agree. She's probably on my top 5 list of women entrepreneurs. Well,
you can do it.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
Awesome. So what would you say has been your favorite business resource? I know you went to business school, but you also said, there's some stuff you had to learn as a business owner. Where do you find your inspiration?
So there's not like a website or an app or anything that I would say, but my biggest thing is just networking with other entrepreneurs and small businesses. So I'm super lucky that I get to live in Utah, and there's so many amazing shops here.
Totally.
And I'll get together with for instance, last night I got with Jen from Salt City Emporium, and we just talked over a beer, and we're able to pick each other's brains. And last week, or the week before that, I was with Kindred Oak and some bloggers, and just being able to connect with other people and learn from their mistakes, really. That's such a huge resource, to be able to talk to another entrepreneur and say, hey, I'm like at this situation, what did you do, or what did you learn from that? And then you get to learn from, you don't get to make their mistakes too.
Yes, yeah. That is totally true. Like, I'm kind of jealous of you living in Utah for that reason. But I do live in Denver, and Maddie with Little Crane Headbands lives here, so she's like my one business friend. We talk about business.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm actually doing an event coming up in September where I'll finally be with like 30 business owners in the creative realm, and that's super exciting for me. Because before I did carpet cleaning, and I would go to like trade shows in Denver and network with other carpet cleaners, and it was super awesome.
I'm sure they were very interesting.
Yeah. So if you could have a consultant come into your business right now, like what could you really use help with? What would you ask them to help you with?
How to connect all different aspects of my business.
Okay.
So to simplify that down better for you is, so my basement is like my studio. I've got operation manuals for like every job that I will have for Lot 801. And so like my seamstresses, they know what they're supposed to be doing. Packaging, they know what they're supposed to be doing. But I want to make sure that it's all running smoothly, like not just this department and this department and this department's doing great. I want to know that they're working all great together and that it's being passed on, like how to have a system. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Did you read E-Myth? Is that where you got your operations manuals from?
Sorry. Yeah, E-Myth. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I read it right at the right time too, right when you posted it on the thing. I actually read it like 2 months before you posted it on the Facebook group. And I sat down like the very next day and I put together my operation manuals. I still have a few I need to finish, but the ones I did for the seamstresses, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so hard, you know, to like do the seamstresses and tell them how they're supposed to sew everything because it gets so technical. But it's one and done. I mean, once I did that one, it was easy.
It's awesome, totally. And like you said, working at the water plant, or you made those devices, like
water filtration.
Kind of like would you say when you learn how to run business with something that's not super interesting to you, when you apply that knowledge with something you love, it's just like magic.
Yes, it's so amazing. And I mean, I wouldn't say I was completely bored at that job. Like, I did learn a lot, and when I first started, I was interested in it. But then you get to a point where you're burned out. And if you're burned out and you're just like, okay, this isn't fun anymore. So then, when I applied it to Lot 801, it just really, like, was a firecracker. It was just like, oh my God, I didn't even know that this was, like, so amazing.
That's so cool. So what... what does the future for 801 look like? What are you most excited about right now? And like, where do you envision it going in the next couple of years?
So I have a few collaborations that are coming up and I'm super excited about them.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk too much about them until they release, but one of them in particular happened at perfect timing when I was thinking about quitting my job, and then I went in and quit my job, and then on the way home I'm driving and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, did I make the right decision? And then I got a phone call from this particular person, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she called me, like we're on the phone right now talking. And so that's something like short term that I'm super excited about that comes out in a few months.
Cool.
And then I have other goals, obviously, for Lot 801. I don't want to like push wholesale a lot, but since I opened Lot 801, I mean, obviously Nordstrom is like number one on my list. One day, because I mean, they're one of the department stores I talked about when you go into, and it's like total baby, which is great. You know, that's so great for some people, and some people love that. But I would love to have an option for the moms who aren't so into the princess or the football kink, you know? Totally. So I want to create a new niche for that market in Nordstrom.
Cool. That's so cool. And so what is your parting advice for all the entrepreneurs out there watching and all the women that are contemplating quitting their jobs or starting up something?
I say, I don't know, like I feel like you just have to have confidence in yourself. And I'm super lucky that I've never really lacked the confidence. Like for me, like I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this 100%. And I know that I can do it. So my advice would be to never doubt yourself. If you love it so much and you're that passionate about it, don't you dare doubt it. And you can. I mean, you can have your moments. Like I've had my moments where one day I'm just like in a corner and I want to cry. But you make sure that you allow yourself that time, but when you wake up that next morning, that it's gone. You can't, because you get what you put out into the universe. Like, here we go again. And I feel like if you're, poor me, why is everyone else having success? I'm not, poor me, you know, then it's just going to continue to find you. And if you need to have those moments sometimes, so go ahead and have them, but make sure the next morning when the sun comes out that you are cleansed of that.
Totally. And I feel like if there's anything that people watching will get from this is your confidence. You can just tell it oozes out of you. And the fact that you've done all these great things so far too is testament to how powerful your state of mind is when you're running a business.
Yeah, it's so powerful. Yeah, I didn't even know it until I started it. But
so
yeah.
I love that. So where can we find you on the web, Lindsay?
So you can go to my website. It's www.lot801, LOT801.com. And I got on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. We're all same thing, at Lot801.
Okay.
LOT801.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for sharing all of the behind the scenes of your business, and especially just your successes and your failures, and also that mini lesson about PR. That was priceless. Yeah, we just all want to thank you, and I hope you guys watching learned something from the interview. And if you have anything that you want to ask Lindsay, make sure you leave a comment on the original blog post, and I will connect you guys. So thanks, and have a good day, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.